Bonus day number 15 of the Transformation CEO Challenge. I am your host. I've been here with you for the last 14 days, Dr. EJ Johnson here, and I'm delighted to do this bonus session because I feel like everything that we've done over 14 days, this bonus session is like, how can you maintain that momentum and continue to move forward? And so, sometimes it's nice to kind of hash that out and have a game plan on how you can take what we've done over the last 14 days, multiply and amplify it so that you continue to evolve. I want to start out by saying, please excuse my voice. It feels like I'm about to lose it. I think I have a little congestion going on, but nevertheless, we're here and we're going to get started right now. So, let's let's start from the beginning, which is we set out this on this challenge as we did in the recap yesterday to set a powerful intention. One of the keys to and I want to venture to say one of the foundational keys to to keeping momentum in your own personal growth, your business growth and development is to always continue to revisit and, first of all, set intentions for what your desire is in that area. Excuse me, whether it's personally growing as, in your spiritual life or your personal relationship life or your business or career life, it's important and essential that you set the pace for that. That's kind of what we talked about on day one, was setting your intention. And so as you move into this next chapter, it's important that, let me just say this, the way you keep this transformational momentum going is to take every one of the 14 days, rinse and repeat. That is, I could end the session right now. If you just start with whatever area of life you want to gain momentum in, have transformation be present in, take that area of life through all of the steps of the last 14 days. That is, set an intention for it. What do you want to create? Identify any limiting beliefs and limiting decisions you have in that area. How does this align with your purpose for that area? What is your deepest desire beyond the physical manifestation that you want to see? What is the deepest desire? What is the deepest purpose for this area of your life? Right? And then you just build upon that every single step of the way. That is the quickest and easiest answer to how you maintain this momentum, is rinse and repeat. Just keep doing this. Make a commitment to yourself to continue to take every area of life that you want to supercharge or amplify through the 14 steps that we just did. And I know that sounds daunting. That's like, oh my God, 14 steps. Yes, it does. But some of them, you can step stack, if you will. You can stack, right? You know that if the beginning, the core three is all about how can I, what intention I want to set for this. Where have I been holding myself back? And how does this align with my purpose? If you know that, you stack those, right? You can break this down and simplify it. But the key here is that you continue this process. You know, I like to think of transformation, personal growth, development. It doesn't ever end. It's, I believe that it is I don't want to say bad or wrong, because it's not bad or wrong. It's just a more difficult or challenging way to look at transformation and personal growth, or business growth even, as you're looking toward the end result, thinking once I'm there I could be like, whew, I'm done. um, I feel like transformation never ends until I end this expression. And, to break that down really plainly, is that I'm never going to stop evolving. There's never going to not be another evolution for me to get to until I transition out of this experience. Now, some people may call that passing away, death, transition, whatever you want to call it. But when I stop breathing in this experience is when the transformation for this experience stops. Now, I don't know what's next. I don't know. But I do know that, and I've witnessed this in others and even in myself, I do know that the moment I give up or say that I'm done transforming here, it is my belief that there is a decline in vitality. There's a decline in purpose. There's a decline in intentionality. When that happens, then life becomes boring and depressing. And so, for my own personal, mental, and spiritual peace of mind, I'm committed to this life of transformation. Never thinking of it like, let me get to the end of it. No, it's like, let me see where I can go. Like, I know I have a goal, and when I reach that goal and I set the intention for it, okay, let me strive to get there. I'm going to have great adventures along the path, but I'm striving to get to this one goal. And when I get there, guess what? 15 other more possibilities open up, more expansion, greater depth, more intentional learning, more intentional developing. My next version of me wants to come forward. And so I say that to say that I believe that it's a harder road when you think transformation and there's like an end goal and you're like, okay, I've arrived, I'm done. um I just invite you to look at transformation like an ever expanding. It's like a television series that never ends. Like it just keeps going. There's a cliffhanger, you reach a result, and then the next season starts. And so this is your next season of transformation. And a way that you can, just like since I used the television reference, just like in television, there is a cookie cutter system for episodic television. Every dramatic episodic show has a formula. Every situational comedy show has a formula, and they just rinse and repeat. They add new stories and new context and new characters, but they rinse and repeat and write in the same formula. The same thing can apply to your transformation. Now, like on a television show, are there new adventures on that in season 2 and season 3 and 4 and 5? Absolutely. But the formula is still the same. And transformation can be that way as well. There's going to be new adventures depending on what your desires evolve into. However, the formula for transformation, which is what we've covered in the last 14 days, is one version of a formula for transformation, can be utilized in every season. So, if your life is a television show, I often think mine is a musical comedy, but if your life is a television show, then you can write the next season in the filter of the Transformation CEO Challenge formula, which is everything we've already done. So when you break it down that way, it makes it manageable, and it makes it so that you're not stressing about how you're going to evolve. What is this work that I need to do? This is the work. Now, are there many paths? Absolutely. There are many other formulas out there. I'm not saying this is the be all end all, but I'm saying it is one that you've already gone through. And I would venture to say it's been relatively painless. And so why not utilize it? It's going to work if you work it. Hopefully this is helpful. So here's some tips for stepping into your next chapter. And since I used the television reference, I should say your next season, your next episodic season. But we're going to stick with the chapter. So here's the tips for stepping into your next chapter. Number one, set clear, which I just said, clear vision for your future, right? Just like in when writing a book, when writing a television show or a movie, the writer always knows how the ending happens. Now, you may not know how you get there in the beginning, but you know what the story is about. You know where you're headed. The same thing applies to your life, every area of your life, your business, personal relationships, health, wealth, finances, everything. You know where you start and you know where you want to go. All that's left is the how to get there. And that's the journey. That's the best part of it because it takes you on twists and turns and ups and downs. It's it's about that part. That's how you grow. That's how you stretch, right? So, but the first tip is to have a future in mind. And like early in the challenge, we went over the elevated, small snippet of the elevated vision practice. Utilize that small snippet over and over again to see the future that you want to create. Visit it often. You should be visiting the future that you want to create every single day. But here's one of the caveats that's not here in the slide, and it's a deeper class that I teach. But here's one of the caveats is you get to see that future, feel that future, experience that future through visioning every single day and not be attached to the future manifesting the way you desire. Now, that's a bigger pill to swallow. But I want you to practice releasing attachment to it working out exactly the way you see it and be open to the twists, the turns, the plot twists, the journey on the way. Number 2, stay committed. Stay committed to your growth. This is your growth, your development, your dream, your desire, your purpose. This is you. This is all you. If you're not committed to it, who in the heck else is going to be committed to it? Like, you have to be committed to it first before anyone else will show up as support, as resource. You have to be fully invested in the future that you're visioning. If you can't get fully behind it, then you need to revisit it. Tip number 3, lead with intention in all areas of your life and business. If it's not lining up with the intention and the purpose, then it's not lining up. Case in point, here's a short story. Is I have a client who, in business, it's like you need to focus on what it is you do best, the problem that you solve for the people that you solve it for. Focus on that. Just give people what they need, based on what you know they need, right? You want to give people the results that they need. Well, when you're multi-talented, multifaceted, you often see areas that you could jump in and help, but it's not on the same path. It may be a detour to the right. And I often tell clients, nope, stick with your zone of genius. Stay on your path. Yes, you may be great and excellent at XYZ, but you're genius at ABC. So do ABC. Stay with your intention. Lead everything that you do in your business with your purpose and intention. Just because XYZ is something in your zone of excellence, if it's not on your purpose, not with intention, send that thing to a resource that is also great at XYZ. You stay with ABC. It's harder to do than it is to say. It's easier said than done. I think that's how that phrase goes. All right, some actions. Share. Look, every single day I say share. Let me just break down why sharing is so powerful. Number 1, when you get it out of here and out of here, into here. It is now a creation. Thought starts the creation process, right? You start thinking about it, you're like, great. The longer you keep it in, you start developing ideas. But the moment you get it out here, it is now created in language. It now starts to take shape, and it starts to put you in a place to hold yourself accountable. That's why sharing is so powerful. You know, I hear a lot of people say, "Oh, I keep it to myself until the creator says keep it, or God says you should keep it to yourself until it's time to be revealed." Yes, there are moments of that. But oftentimes people hide behind that in order to not put anything at stake. See, the moment you create something, you say it, you've now become vulnerable and you've put it at stake. When you internalize, I want to write a book, or I want to do this, or this is what I want to create, and you never share it with anybody, it is not, there's nothing at stake. You have not put any investment into making that happen. You have not said to anybody, therefore that person will not hold you accountable. They will not come back to you and say, hey, weren't you writing a book? What happened to that book? Right? Because there is no trust that you will do what you said you were going to do. But if you relate to your word with integrity, do what you say you're going to do when you say you're going to do it, then there's no problem sharing what your desires or your intentions are. Can they change? Absolutely. And there's nothing like getting it out of here and here into the world, because you never know what other resources, supplies, support will emerge as a result of you sharing, and how your vision can move, touch, and inspire someone else to take on their own vision, to stand in their own truth, to follow their own dreams, their own purpose. So share. It's a powerful place to stand. So before we go, I want to invite you to get a copy of the Transformation CEO book. This book is designed to walk you through this in more depth, to help you stay connected to all the things that we've talked about and more in the challenge. And, this book really is a labor of love. I haven't really pitched this book. We just started sending out pre-release copies this week, and you can order your book now. You could go to transformationceo.com to order your copy. I wrote this book out of sheer love. It's a co-creation with the creator. And it really is taking the 30 years of experience that I have coaching business owners, entrepreneurs, C-suite executives, and coaches and healers and actors and authors, just like you, to build a business, to build a life that is in alignment with their soul's purpose, that makes their heart sing, that elevates who they are and how they're making a difference in the world. And it's everything that I take a client through. So if you want a deeper dive into what we've learned over the last 14 days, the best way to do it is to go ahead and pick up the book. And hey, it's a $20, $25 investment for a lifetime of lessons that are available for you to use over and over and over again to consistently up level, elevate, and transform your life and your business. And so, hopefully, if you haven't already purchased your book, you'll go ahead and purchase the Transformation CEO book. You also get a free bonus, which is the Elevated Soul Journal, an amazing digital journal designed to help you go deep into some of the work of excavating what your soul came here to do. And so that book is also available as a free downloadable version once you pre-order the Transformation CEO book. That's all I got to say about that. TransformationCEO.com. You could go and pre-order your book right now. All right, next steps. What are your next steps after this challenge? Write them down. What's your plan? What's your plan of action? How are you going to take what you've gotten over the last 14 days, integrate it into your life on a consistent and regular basis so that you can continue to see results? Write it down. Remember, writing it down is powerful. Recapping what's next. Transformation is a lifelong journey. We've already covered that. Continue your transformational work. Lead with your intention and continue to grow. Make a commitment to yourself that you will never stop transforming, that this is a lifelong process. Make a commitment to yourself for that. And then take the action steps to ensure that you stay on that path. Second, order your copy of the Transformation CEO book. Join the community. You can still join the Elevated Purpose community or Transformation CEO community and get access to all of the recordings for the last 14 days so that you can go back and rewatch whatever session you might have missed or you want to continue with. We're here to support you. You can follow me on all the social medias at drejjohnson.com. I hope this has been enlightening for you and that you've gotten some rich value out of this. Peace and blessings, everybody. And I'll see you out there making a difference. Let me know how this has transformed your life. Peace and blessings.